Okay. I think we're live.
Yay.
All right. Hey, everybody at Facebook land. I am here today, Leslie Lockhart with Great Friendship with Dr. Alena, my friend and partner in Great Friendship. She's a wonderful acupuncturist. I'm going to her tomorrow for my weekly dose of awesomeness. So, hello, Dr. Amy.
Hi, how are you?
Great. So tell us who you are, what your business is, where you are, and what you do as a synopsis, and then we'll dive deeper in.
Okay, so Leslie did a wonderful job introducing me, Dr. Amy Alena. I own and operate a New Day Integrative Health and Wellness. It is located on, some say Cary, some say Apex. It's technically Cary. It's on the border. Like I literally can walk across the street and I'm in Apex. So some weird zoning there, but so a New Day Integrative Health and Wellness. I do acupuncture. I basically take the best of both worlds with functional medicine and incorporate it with traditional Chinese medicine to serve my patients better with the getting to the overall root cause of what's going on. So I offer, like I said, acupuncture, functional medicine, food testing, that sort of thing. And then I also, so not only do I like my patients feeling their best, I like them looking their best. So I also do cosmetic acupuncture and facial rejuvenation, which is an alternative to Botox and fillers. And I also do microneedling, so which is with a tool. And so it goes into a deeper layer of the skin to promote healing and bring collagen to that area. So, and I incorporate some Chinese herbs into some serums to help the results take place quicker. So I offer a ton of little things in my toolbox here at A New Day. So I hope that helps in with what you were asking.
Yes, absolutely. So how did you get into acupuncture? Like, why did you start this?
So my undergrad is marketing and public relations, and I worked in advertising for many years. And I developed an autoimmune disease. So I didn't want to take a lot of medication. I didn't want to take any medication, to be honest. And not saying that medication is terrible at all. That's not how I roll. But with what they were trying to prescribe to me, it just wasn't a good fit. And so I wanted to find something different. And I'm terrified of needles. So it was actually quite funny that I got into acupuncture because I'm one who can't look when I'm having my blood taken. I will fall out. So it was quite crazy and
different kind of needle.
Yeah, these are way different. And so when people are like, well, I don't want acupuncture because I'm scared of needles, I'm like, I feel you, and these are not the same. So I started getting acupuncture and massage therapy, and it was a game changer for me. And I was very curious on why they were putting needles why wasn't a needle going in my ankle? That didn't make sense. My ankle didn't hurt. So I didn't understand it. And I realized that I was spending hours upon hours researching what acupuncture is and how it works and trying to make sense of why they were putting needles where they were, and figuring out logically why and what was happening. But I knew it was working. So I was super intrigued and realized that with all the hours I'd spent, I probably should go to school for it. Moved to Chicago, went to school for it, and many years later, here I am, and I love it, and it changed my life. So I try to pay it forward and do the same with my patients.
And Chicago is where you met your husband?
Yeah, I met him on the train in Chicago. We're both Cubs fans, go Cubbies. But we were actually on the way to a White Sox game, and I missed my first train. And he was in the car of the next one I got in, and I told my friend Stephen, who I was with, I was like, I'm going to marry this guy one day. And I took off running after him. So And then we've been together ever since. And that was 9 years ago.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so what brought you back here? Because you're from this area, right?
Yep. So my family, I grew up in
I can't
Wilson,
tell at all by your
right
accent.
there. Yeah, there is no Southern drawl. But when I was living in Chicago, and I'd come home, my family would tell me I sounded like I lived in Chicago. So I have like this weird accent. But I've been back now.
Same for me. When I moved to New York for a while, my family was like, "Oh, you're all New Yorkified now."
Yeah, right. Big time, big city girl. And so, yes, but like I've been here now long enough again where the twain kicked in. So yes, so came back to be closer to family. We don't have any children. I take that back. We have two fur babies, Pretty and Hercules, a little Yorkie and a little Schnoodle. We love them. They're little bundles of joy. But we wanted to be near our niece and nephews and our parents and my brothers. And so, and Nick's parents are in Florida and they're from New York. So it's a great halfway point when they're driving from New York to Florida and vice versa. So we decided to come to North Carolina. Nick had never lived here. And we love it. The weather right now, it's allergy season, which acupuncture can help with. So he's experiencing pollen and all that fun stuff. But the weather, he can golf almost year round. So that's how I talked him into moving. So he's like, if I can golf almost year round, then I'm game. So here we are.
Yeah. So tell us about, because you're in a medical facility, what kind of COVID precautions you have, because, even though things have gotten better, it's still important to keep your patients healthy and yourself healthy. So, and for anyone who's concerned about that, like, what do you do there for that?
Yeah. So even though the numbers are trending downward, I still take COVID very seriously as if the numbers are at their peak. Masks must be worn when coming in the office. And I know people are over the mask thing, but at the end of the day, my goal is to keep my patients safe and healthy as well as myself. And so, everything is the tables clean, the doorknobs, everything's cleaned after each patient. Fresh sheets are always, even before COVID, I change sheets each time. Face cradle, everything's wiped down. And so, yes, masks are worn the entire time. And what I do is when a patient is face down, if I'm performing acupuncture on their back, when they're face down, they keep their mask on. And so the mask fits in the cradle. And so then I loosen it, I take it off their ears because it's still with the cradle, it's keeping the mask completely secure. But it's more comfortable. So I do that. And with the confirmation emails that go out, I have a list of symptoms that if anyone's experiencing, to let me know. And I don't charge a cancellation fee. If someone has been around someone with COVID, has tested positive for COVID, has a fever, anything like that.
Because a lot of people you work with are older, right? Veterans and people with different diseases or, disorders, whatever they're called.
Yeah. So
conditions.
Exactly. Yeah. So I treat a lot of veterans. Wednesday, I call it my Veterans Day because I treat all veterans. And so I treat people who are completely immunocompromised. I treat patients who have had cancer or going through chemo radiation. I treat some elderly people. I treat some children who are immunocompromised and have autoimmune diseases. And I have autoimmune disease. So I couldn't imagine giving something to my patient. And so I don't want that to be a thing. Right. And another thing I do, so I do cosmetic stuff. So obviously a patient can't wear a mask when I'm doing cosmetics. So it is quite funny because I wear goggles, I wear 2 masks, and I wear a face shield. So it's like I come into battle because I want to make sure that I'm keeping myself safe because they do have to remove their mask for that. And so far that has been fine because I keep my eyes covered, my nose and mouth covered with 2 N95 masks. I feel pretty good. And then once I'm finished with that cosmetic session, I toss everything and then start fresh. And I change out my goggles for my glasses, so nothing, and wipe everything down.
So you mentioned a lot of different categories, but what are other people that are good to come get acupuncture? Like, I know that a lot of people may think, oh, it's good for, if you have pain. I don't have usually a lot of pain, though I did a couple weeks ago, and acupuncture with Dr. Amy totally helped. But I do it more for just general well-being, and I do have a couple of issues. And so she really dives into me, talking to me every single time I go about what's changed and what's going on right then and there, so she knows really where to focus. But what are other kind of people that come, pregnant women? Is that good for them? That kind of thing?
Yes. So yeah, a lot of people assume acupuncture is just for pain. Definitely not true. I look at it as it's mental health, physical health, behavioral health.
It's like a siesta for me. I mean, I always am so relaxed.
I call it the acutrance. And my patients just sleep. And since I operate out of 2 rooms, if I don't have someone coming into that room, I'll ask my patients how much time they have, and if they want to cook a little longer. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, yes, just let me sleep. So, but yeah, so I have pregnant women. So women who are looking to get pregnant, or are already taking the IVF journey. Acupuncture pairs very well with that, with embryo transfers, with infertility. It's great for it. So I do treat quite a few pregnant women on their journey, or women trying to get pregnant. And starting on week 36, we do what's called ripening the cervix, which is really cool and gets the body prepared and ready. And it's a series of different treatments each week. And also with pregnancy comes sciatica. And so I actually just got a new pillow. It's not even a pillow. It goes on my table and it fits the belly in, so that mama can be on her belly, and I can treat her sciatica, and I can treat like hips and things. So that's really cool, and they love that. And then mental health. So I treat a ton of anxiety, stress, just, the world is tough these days, and COVID has been very tough, and it's affected people mentally and physically. And so so I treat a lot of that as well. And I try to figure out the sweet spot with my patients on how long we can go between visits. If they're super anxious and high stress, then we try to find the sweet spot, because I don't want them to struggle. And so if we might realize 3 weeks is too much, but we can do 2 weeks, or some are just like, no, on day 11, I know it's too long. So I see them every 10 days. And I do offer packages to help with the cost of that, because, coming in that often can add up. So I do offer packages so that I'm taking care of my patients' mental health and not affecting them, cost wise.
Awesome.
So
awesome. So we're running out of time, but I just wanted to, if there's anything else, last words you want to share before we share about the giveaway.
Yes. So a lot of people are curious about the cosmetic side of things. So I want to show. So here's what a cup looks like. And the company I love using is called AcuLift. I've taken Michelle Gellis's classes, and she's fantastic. She's like the OG, the original to it. And so this is the AcuLift cup, and it's a little cupping set. So it comes with cups. And so basically what cupping does is help the collagen in the face as well, and helps drain. So lymphatic drainage, which is awesome. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles, poofiness, allergies. And then gua sha, and this is a very thick gua sha. You can see it's awesome. And so it helps with sculpting and with the face as well. So with my cosmetic packages for cosmetic acupuncture facial rejuvenation, at the end of the 90-minute one, you not only during the session have my red light therapy, which helps with fine lines, wrinkles. I also do cupping and gua sha to really finish it off. And then with microneedling, I end with a green tea and aloe mask to really help as well. So if someone's looking for, with aging and all that fun stuff, and people see themselves on the computer a lot, let me know, because I love doing cosmetic stuff, and it's just another thing in my toolbox.
Cool. I love that. So what's our giveaway today?
So giveaway today is, here we go. It is
Woohoo!
good. Yeah, it's a free initial visit. So which is pretty huge. So it's $195 work giveaway, and it's for initial visit. So if someone is on the fence about acupuncture, give me a call, email me, my office number. You can also send a text, and it does come through to us, and we'll get you scheduled for initial visit. It's very comprehensive. It usually takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. And I dig deep, ask lots of questions. Now, this is not good for cosmetic, facial rejuvenation, microneedling. This is for a standard visit. So whether you want to come for mental health, for pain, for gut health, food testing, that sort of thing, this is good for an initial visit, to really dig into what the root is that's going on and get you feeling better. So yep, so I'll give this away. I'll give this to you to give to the lucky winner.
Awesome. Yeah, so people can like, comment, share, engage, like Dr. Amy's page. So any way you want to engage in this, I'll leave it up for a week or so, give it some engagement time, and then we'll select a winner. And
and if anyone's ever curious about how it works, the needles are hair thin. It's like literally as thin as a hair strand. So if you're curious, if you're on the fence, feel free to reach out. I'm an open book. My patients know that. I treat my patients like family. And so I'm here for it, and anything to ease your mind and get you feeling better is.
We were immediate friends. Friends.
Agreed. I mean, what's not to love with Leslie?
Well, thank you. And thank you for having such a generous giveaway. And I love you. And I will see you tomorrow.
Yay, I can't wait.
And we'll talk later.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you.